Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a full face of makeup using all Milk makeup products. I started following Milk makeup as soon as they launched. They launched in February 2016. They've been around for a couple years and they started off launching just a couple items at a time, but now they have a pretty full line that covers just about everything that you might need to do a full face of makeup. So I thought I'd give them all a try all at once so I can show you guys some of my favorite products from Milk makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. So first I am going to prime my face with their Milk, obviously Milk, we're doing all Milk products, with their Hydro Primer. What I'm gonna do is just put a pump on one cheek, a pump on another cheek, and then maybe just a little bit on my forehead. And I'm really liking this primer because it feels like a little cool jelly almost, and it's exactly what it is, like what it sounds like. It is hydrating and it really just helps your foundation grip on and stay there. And I like to put it all over prior to putting foundation on. And they say that you should let it sit for about a minute to let it dry and do its thing, and then it is ready for foundation. Another thing I want to show you guys is the blur stick that they came out with. So I've already used my full-size one. I'm working on this little sample that I got before I get a new one. So anywhere that you feel like you have a lot of visible pores, so I like to put it on my cheek and on my forehead. And then when you work it in, it really just fills in all the pores. It gives you a smooth surface to work with. All right, so now that the primer is pretty much dry and I used a little bit of the blur stick, I'm gonna go in with their stick foundation next. The stick foundation I'm using right now, it's called the Flex Foundation Stick, and I'm using the color Light Medium.
And I'm just going to put it all over my face.
So I put the stick all over my face, and then now I'm going to use this little paddle brush, just a nice little cheap one that works great that I found on Amazon. We'll link it below. And I like it because it just disperses foundation really well. This one definitely evens out the skin tone and does a little bit more coverage. All right, next I'm going to use their matte bronzer stick, and this is the color Baked. I really like this color, but I do think that the foundation stick is a little light for me, so I do like to kind of work this in to give me more of a tan, a little bit more golden. So I like to put it kind of along my forehead, and then I like to put it on the sides of my nose. Basically want to frame my face with it. I like to do this and put it right above the sockets of my cheeks so that I can work that in and give me a little bit of contour, make me look like I've got sunken cheeks. And then I'm gonna put some on my chin to carve out the jawline. And then I'm going to use this crown brush. I will be sure to look for and link it below. So I just blended out the one side of my face. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it really blends out really easily, really nicely. And be sure when you are carving out your chin, make sure that you are dragging the color down to your chin and even a little bit down to your neck too, because you don't want any like harsh line right on the chin, and want to make sure that you're blending that color out. and really accentuating the sockets of the cheek, because try to look skinny, you know? It really is so easy to blend in and use. So anywhere that you just want a little bit more of a glow, hit it with some of that baked bronzer, girl. Next, I'm going to put a little bit of concealer under my eyes to brighten up that area. They have the Flex Concealer, and it's kind of cool because it's in like a little tube. I've never seen concealer be packaged like this before. And I'm using the color Fair just because I do like the under eye concealer to be a couple shades lighter, so it looks like I've got some life in me and lighten up that area. So this concealer is definitely lighter in consistency. I would again say that a lot of the Milk products are medium to light coverage, and everything is very light and just brings out your inner beauty. If you're looking for a very high coverage concealer, this might not be the one for you, but I would say this one is medium coverage. I'm just gonna use my Beauty Blender to blend out the under eye. Okay, so the concealer blended out really quickly, definitely brightened up my under eye. Okay, I am going to move to the brows. I have two brow products. This is the brow gel. So it's like a gel pencil, and it comes with a little spoolie. After I'm done with this, I am going to move on to one of my very favorite Milk products, is their Kush Fiber Brow Gel. And this one makes them fluffy, makes them a little bit more pigmented, makes them look a little bit longer. They stay where you put them, and really like how this makes my brows look. But first, I'm going to draw them in a little bit with the brow gel, going in the same direction as your hairs would grow. So my first thoughts with this is that it's a little bit hard to use. I do love brow pencils that are a little bit skinnier, or maybe even kind of like the skinny flat one, like the Kat Von D Signature Brow Pencil, just because you can really go in there and draw in the faux hair strokes. This one, because it is, you know, a pencil, it's going to just be a little bit fatter, so a little bit harder to work with. It is very pigmented, so please be careful, and I have to be very light-handed just so it's not going to be just like very dark as soon as you hit your face. And because it is a brow gel, it gets a little bit clumpy. So when I'm going into my natural brow, I find that my natural brows are kind of like sticking together and sticking to my face. But that's where they come in with this really great, serious, fluffy spoolie. So we recommend that once you kind of have drawn in your brow, you're gonna wanna go in with the spoolie to brush everything out. And the spoolie also kind of will help lighten up any dark spots too. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a little bit where I went above too high here. So I almost used the spoolie and like erased that part. I think it's giving me like a very natural fluffy brow look, but it is a little bit hard to use. I'm gonna go and do the other brow now. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I always have one brow that is a little bit temperamental. Usually it's my left one just because I'm right-handed, so it's a little bit harder to get that easy flow and good angle for the brow. Obviously right-handed, so my right brow is just like, ooh, yeah, fluffy, beautiful. And then this one's a little bit rougher. But, so if you can see, the brow gel is definitely pretty dark in some areas. And then if some of my brow hairs are stuck together and stuck to my face because of the texture of the pencil. But here comes the spoolie. Kind of the beauty of the product, I guess, too, is because it is a brow gel as well, the hairs kind of stay where I brush them up to. So yeah, they look a lot better after I brush out some of the product. Okay, definitely fluffy. I am going to jump around a little bit. I will finish my brows in a second, but now I want to move on to maybe putting a little bit of color on my cheeks. I have two of their lip and cheek sticks. This one is called Perk, a pinky corally cute color. And then I also have Quickie, which is this like dark plummy color. And they are lip and cheek sticks, so I like to use, you can use them for like blush on your cheeks, and then also you could use them on your lips, and they're both hydrating and conditioning, and they're really pretty too. So I will go ahead and maybe do a mix of both, or maybe one on each side so you could see both colors. So you could go in directly onto your cheek, but I feel like sometimes that's a little bit too much product. So I like to just use my fingers and kind of get it in there. And then I'll use Perk on the right side. So I just like to dab it on. Nice little fleshy pink color. And Perk going on the left side. Lip and cheek stick in Perk. So definitely a little bit more subtle. And then this side has the lip and cheek stick in Quickie. So I think just to balance out a little bit better, I need to go in with a little bit of the Quickie on the right side too. I'm feeling a little bit more balanced. And as you can see, both of these are very easy to use and easy to blend in. I'll put some of the Quickie on my lips too. Nice little plummy color. Okay, and so now that I have all of my creamy products on, I'm going to top it off with their Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder, and I have the color medium. So I actually opened it up so it's just the canister with all the powder in it. It came with this on top, and then you can open it up, and it was this meshy fabric that was sitting on top of the powder. And I just couldn't get enough of the powder that I wanted on my brush with this on, so I took it off. But it might work really well for you, where you just go in there and, you know, dab it in, and some of the powder would come through when you're dabbing in. But I just like more access to the powder, I guess, so I ended up popping it off so I can go right into the powder. But also this way, be very careful. Very, very easy to spill and get powder everywhere. Knock on wood. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. But I'm just going to put a little bit of the powder. I like to use this brush. It's Luxie 660 Precision Foundation Brush, but I just like the shape of it. It fits underneath my eye really well, and also on top of my eye too. So I just like to use it whenever I put powder to set underneath my eye. And so I dip the brush directly into the powder, but I like to use the top to kind of tap it away, so then it's not just a bunch of powder going in. I just use it to tap off some of the powder, and so now the powder is more evenly dispersed in the brush. So I'm just going to use this brush to set my under eye. I really like this powder because it really is blurring. I really feel like it makes my skin look so soft and kind of like bump free and makes me feel like I am an airbrushed goddess. And then I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. Total Face Brush. I like how fluffy it is, but I'm gonna use this to fluff a bunch of the powder all over my face to set all the other cream products. So I just set everything with the powder, and yes, it took away some of the shine from the cream products, and it really gives me this like airbrushy, I feel like my skin looks very soft. Lovely. I'm going to jump back into my brows, and I'm going to finish up my brows with the Kush Fiber Brow Gel. One of my favorite Milk products, because it really just adds that little extra something to your brows. So I'm going to go ahead and brush this through. I feel like it adds a little bit of color and pigment to my brows and really just makes it so the hairs stand up where I want them to and just gives them that fluffy look that I'm loving right now. Really get that product in. Sometimes you can over exaggerate the direction so you can get more product in the eyebrow, and then once the product is in, you can smooth it out and have them go the direction you want them to go. My sister keeps saying that soon I'm just gonna have furry caterpillars on my face, but kind of going for that look. Next thing I want to show you guys are their eye pigments. So I have, the blue one is called Sesh, and the green one is called Mermaid Parade. And so these eye pigments, they are just so fun to play around with, and they really, really stay put. And the quick tip about these is you kind of have to work fast because they dry really quickly, and once they dry, they're not going anywhere. So I thought something a little bit fun is to use them kind of like eyeliner. And I'm going to use this Scony. It's a little smudger brush. And sorry, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I will link this below so you can find it. But I'll go ahead and put some of the blue on the back of my hand. And a little goes a long way, so I'm just using a little blobby. Fun! I really like using this product as a fun eyeliner because it's just so vibrant and bright, and once it dries, it doesn't really go anywhere at all. And seriously, a little bit goes a long way. I have so much of the product left over. Fun! So I just use this as a little bit of an eyeliner. This product is really, really fun to work with. Of course, it doesn't have to be this perfect eyeliner look. A lot of times I see people online, you just kind of use their fingers and just putting it on their lid, fun pop of color. Next, I'm going to go in with their Kush Fiber Mascara. Definitely looks like I put in a lot of love on this one. It's starting to fade, but again, their packaging is really nice, really heavy duty. All right, so I put 2 coats of the mascara on the top and the bottom. I barely have any natural lashes, so the Kush fibers build to make them a little bit longer and a little bit thicker. I wanted to go in and play with some of their highlighters. So they have highlighter sticks. These are the holographic sticks. This one is Mars, kind of like a peachy rose gold vibe. And then this one, Supernova, is kind of going to give you that like purpley iridescent hollow, looks like a CD vibe. I also have the same colors but in powder form, and what I really like to do to really make the highlighter glow is I put a little bit of the cream one on first and then I top with the powder, and it really makes the powder pop. I'm just going to show you both today. So I'm just going to use my finger again, pop some of the highlighter on top of my cheekbone. See how it has that like fun purpley vibe? Then I'm gonna put some Mars on my right side. Now I'm going to use my fave highlighter brush, Morphe M501. It's just a really fluffy blending brush, and I love how it fluffs on highlighter. Holographic highlighting powder in Supernova, and it's really gonna amp it up a notch. Hello. Definitely holographic vibes. Very purpley. Ooh, purple, my favorite color. Okay, and then I'm going to go over with Mars highlighting powder on the right side. Next, we have some lip colors. Before, the lip colors used to kind of be like crayons like this. Now they have updated the packaging and they look a little bit more like your standard lipsticks, but they have the same colors. So Wavy is going to be your brownish color, and New Whip is going to be your darkish red color. So I went with Wavy, the darkish brown color. It went on really nicely, feels very comfortable. And then the last thing I have to play with, they have tattoo stamps. I have the star one, and they're just so much fun. Add something special to your look. And I'm going to put some maybe on my cheek here. Just adds a little something fun, really easy to use. You just go boop, 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 boop. And last but not least, they have a blur spray. This is a makeup setting spray. So I'm gonna spray this all in my face. Whew. It just sets all the makeup, make sure that it stays put, and gives you that real life airbrushed effect. As you guys can see, I have a lot of fun playing around with Milk makeup products. They have a lot of cool things, a lot of cool colors, and you could really just let your imagination take you while you play around with these products. I feel like this vibe is kind of like 90s intergalactic space girl. Yeah, maybe? Well, I will be sure to link all these products below, everything that I use, so you can check them out yourself. Please leave me comments and questions below and let me know if you give anything a try and what your favorite Milk makeup products are. Before you go, remember to subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Hope you guys had fun, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!